Welcome everybody to another video. So we're going to do Ellie nails here. So we've done her preps, we've done the tips, and we also done her left hand. So we're just going to do a basic design with the nude background, and then we're going to do some pointy French tip over the top, I think, which is a trend now. So we've got her tips on, we've got her nails prepped. We're just going to build up the tips. So when you put tips on, you want to make sure that you blend in your tips at the blending line. So make sure that you go one layer from the edge of the tips down, and then you might build another coat from about 80% up. And the longer nails, you have to do more coats so that you can build up your apex in the middle. And the apex is there just to keep the nails a bit stronger, because otherwise when you do it's a little bit too thin. That's how it get crack. So for the first layer, we'll just go right from the edge of the tip. Just using the clear. So when you're doing a build up, you don't want to go all the way to the side. So just from the edge of the tip, just on the edge of the sides of the tip. Because if you go all the way over to the side, you're going to end up making the nails look a lot bigger than it would be. And because we're doing coffin shape, we just want to keep it nice and narrow. So I see the thumbs a bit clearer. So see, we just go right at the edge, but we don't go over the whole side. So now we're going to come back for the second layer, second clear, and once again it's the same. It's a little bit up and still going down the middle, focusing on the middle coverage, not the side. The color will go around the side. This will be the longer nail, so we will be doing 3 coats with the longer nail. There you go. So it's the same thing, just going a little bit over and going up. This is a new experience for Ellie. She hasn't been recorded before, so I just thanks her for cooperating with me. That's what you get for being my client. You get dragged through all sort of different things. You just can't just go in and do your nails. You gotta do crazy design, and then now you gotta be under a camera recording. But as I mentioned it before, give a good chance for you to look back later on. Sometimes you can even show it to family members. So the third one, you just do it even thinner than the first two, just only the middle part, because that's where our sleeve curves is happening. We don't want to go all the way to the sides, to the cuticle. Just focusing on that curve in the middle. Because if we go all the way, if we painted every single layer the same, the nail just got to look mighty chunky and thick. So doing this way, we'll still be able to have the thickness right in the middle. That's where we want for strength. But we don't worry too much about the thickness on the side, creating bulkiness to the nails. So that's our last clear. So now we're going to start doing color. So she's going to have sugar coating done on her ring finger. So sugar coating is we're going to sprinkle the glitters on top of the nails at the end. So the nail will be a texture nail, so it will stay rough. Ellie has it done last time on one of her finger, and then she likes it. She's doing it again. But for that finger today, we're going to do white as a base color. So for this ring finger, we're dipping all white. When you do white or black, you just got to make sure your first coat is very thorough throughout the whole nail, so then you get an even coverage of color. Other nails can be covered easily, but white and black seem to be harder to recover after. It's better off if you start off doing them nice and full feel. I haven't had my habit form yet about angling. Sometimes I tend to go the whole way and then not looking at the camera at all until I come back and editing and realize I didn't have gone out focus altogether. Or worse, gone out of camera altogether. Okay. So the rest we're going to use the nude color, just a beige nude. Let's get a nude on the little fingers now. So for the first coat of color, you can go all the way to the sides now. It's always the first coat, we want a full coverage, so we go full on now. If you hear some sort of buzzing noise, it's just a fan that's going on at the moment because it's really hot today. What hot to us is like, I don't know, how many degrees is it today? 20 or something? Yeah, it's feel more than 26. Or just me. We're gonna have a hot weekend coming up, guys. Oh, we're from Australia, by the way, so this is summer for us. I know it's winter for somebody else, but we're boiling hot this weekend. Sunday is supposed to be 38. That's Celsius. I don't know what's that in Fahrenheit. And then Monday is going to be 41. And usually for anything above 40 Celsius for us is like cooking temperature. You don't tend to notice it, but then when you start interacting with people around the globe, they can sometimes get lost in our own temperature. Because like people going through snow battle and things like that, and we're here wearing singlet. And if you start complaining hot, and they kind of go like, why are you hot? It's freezing cold outside. We're from Australia. Australia tend to be different. We got our own rule. We're behind everybody. Everybody got their thing done first, and then we're follow through after. Yeah, even in fashion and all that. I had a funny story. I can't remember. I think 2007 I went over to New York, and I went to Macy and I bought a pair of boots on sale, right? And that was in March, so this was the end of winter sale for them. So I bought it in Macy. Like it's not a fancy boot or anything. It was one of those. They just put it out, and then you just have to pick one side. If you like it, then you have to hop around and look for the other pair. So it's not like a fancy box-to-box kind of thing. So anyway, I found this really nice skin color high boots going up to the knees and all that. So I bought it for like, I think it was $45 US dollars because they're on sale. And brought it home. That was be April when I got home. And then that winter, I start wearing it. And it wasn't until the winter after that I saw it out in Nine West. Nine West, and they were selling for about $3.50 for the exact same pair.
We are very behind in fashion.
So yeah, guys, we're just, if you come to Australia, bring your last season and you'll still be in ahead of us.
Correct.
Last season clothes, and we still be like, where do you get that from? Going back to the nails, so we're just doing a second coat now. So this application is very basic, just a standard regular one color nails, and then we'll do the design after. So once again, second coat is your chance to fill up anything, any area that you find is missing. So usually is around that cuticle area. Don't have to go around the size of your tip too much. Just focusing on your cuticle area. But every nails will be different, so just look at every single nails. It's a bit crunchy up there, but that doesn't matter. We're going to smooth it out. Now come back to our third coat. This will be the last color layer. So once again, you want to stay in the middle and not all the way to the cuticle. Just stay behind the cuticle line a little bit and then stay in the middle, because we don't want to create any thickness on our cuticle line at all, because that will create lifting if you don't file it down properly. So just stay away from the cuticle a little bit. When you're working with a sheer nude color, and if you don't want it to become grainies like powdery coat, just make sure you brush it off straight away. Brush the excess off straight away, because if the powder gets dry on top of the nails, that's where it become a little bit grainy, sandy looking. Sorry, that's me. So it goes, going out just under the cuticle line a little bit, and then going out, but not completely to the side. If you find that the solution is still wet underneath, you can always come back for a second dip. So that's our color. We're going to put clear on top. For the white finger, we're going to do 2 coat of clear, because the white only had 2 coat of color. And then the rest is just the normal clear. 1 coat of clear. When you do clear, make sure your base solution is evenly covered the whole nails. One more layer for the white. when I do clear, I really get nervous because sometimes if I got the white sitting right next to it, you know, I accidentally pick up the white and then you just trash your whole nail. Happens before, happened on a numerous occasion.
It's easily confused.
You can't tell the difference of the color. You haven't tried the glow in the dark color yet, have you? So obsessed with it.
Maybe next time.
Very, very obsessed with it. Now there's a new thermal color that I'm waiting on order. That it's go on clear white, like nude white, and then when you go bring it out to the sun, then it colors. It has color comes in, and it's like all sort of color, like pink, blue, all sort of that. But when it come on like clear. So inside the shady area, it will be clear, and then when you go outside, the clear surfaces will then turn into color. So that's the new thermal color. Because usually thermal color, you have to dip your hand into either hot or cold, and then it will change it. But this one, you just need the sunlight, so the heat of the UV light. So it's the opposite of glow in the dark, I think. Glow in the dark start with the normal color, and then it just glow a different shade. This one start with white. Very long way, definitely. It's just weird to think that all this is available. What sort of things that they can do with color. So I'm just going to shape them. Ellie just want a nice coffin shape, but she doesn't want it too pointy, so we're not going to make it too skinny. Just remember, we still have to do the design on top of them later as well. The design will be go on by gel, so then she will get a gel top over it. This wire is kind of awkward. That's alright. So when you're filing, just make sure that you pick all the sides away from the powder. That's to prevent lifting. Alright, now we're just going to start filing. So roughly we'll just run around the cuticle edge. And I always have a cuticle head to run over the cuticle later, so I'm not going to go anywhere close to the cuticle now. Just going to make it as smooth as possible, so it will help our design work come on. The white one, you're just going to smooth it out because it's going to have sugar coating over it. So it doesn't matter if it's not even, but as long as it stays a bit smooth. That's my cuticle head. So when you do the cuticle head, you have to make sure you get a straight edge, and it's got to be a fine head as well. There's no rough surfaces, so you can actually go onto the skin without cutting the skin. When you do removal, then you can use the one with a little bit of rounder on the edge, because you don't want to go to the cuticle at all. But when you fine filing the edge, it always has to be straight. Can't have any tips on. What did you use to do your hands with? Tipping or acrylics? Or just painting?
To be honest, I used to, before I did longer nails, just shellac.
Oh, okay, just a gel.
To just get the one color.
Okay.
But I'd love to experiment now, so that's why I'm coming here.
The thing with design, sometimes you start it and then you can't stop. This one, just go straight as much to the cuticle as you can. Create that round look. And if there's any rough skin on the edge, you can actually go to the side and smooth out the skin as well. Just keep in mind at the cuticle, when you run it, you will take powder away, so make sure you run it in nice and round. Just do a quick buff. Then we'll get her to go get some water for her to wash her hand. Then we'll come back and we'll finish it off with the design. Okay, so we just finished cleaning the hands. So if you were going to have just a basic color, you can just go ahead, add your activator and then do your top. But we're not, so the only two fingers that actually we're gonna do all gel. So now we're gonna have to do our V. Just gonna put it here. Just gonna get my machine ready. So this is my gel paint palette. So this is gel color. It's a little bit thicker than your usual. When it says gel, it's usually like similar to what we call shellac, but it's for design. So it's a little bit thicker than the one that come in the bottle. So then when you paint it, it stays a lot more pigmented. So you don't have to do too many coats on. I'm just gonna look in for my brush. So I'm going to use a long brush, the fine long brush, to do the line, and then I'm going to fill in with a chunkier brush because we're going to do the V tip, the V French tip. I've always used a bit of foil so that I can, sometimes I need to break off the color. Then I'll put a bit of top on the foil. A bit of white top. Just help you clear your brush as well. She's doing a V line. Right in the middle, one dot. Sorry. Camera gone wonky. dot on the side, another dot on the side. Hopefully drag our line through. You can do this with sticky tape if you want to. Just showing you how I'm going to do it freehand. When you do gel, at least it gives you a lot of time to work because it doesn't dry up straight away. So once you fill up your line, just get a thicker brush and then just go and brush it through. You repeat it for the other one. So change brush in the middle, on the side, and just almost angle it at the straight line. Do a rough line first and then you can go back over it after. Try not to move from here. Try not to move from brush getting dry, just put it through your top. When to do design work, it's better to work on a matte surface rather than a shiny surface. So don't do your base before your design, because when you have the base on, the color won't be concentrated. Just put your base top on. Swap over for me. Okay. Yes, please. Put on. What did I use? Use a matte top. No wonder why it look matte. If you want to see how matte look like, that's how matte will look like. The only thing with matte is get dirty easy because it catch-ons to everything. You literally have to scrub it clean if you want to clean it. Fluff stuck on it. Now this is this part. Put our top on. And then we'll do our sugar coating. So sugar coating will be the very last layer. There will be a texture now because it's going to be rough. So you want your top to go on first. And I have a new toy here. It's a new toy. I'll see if it works. So I've got a tray. This is our sugar coating tray, and we're going to pick that color. Just a matter of getting a spoon and then just sprinkle it over the nail. Then you want to go around the cuticle just to clear it off as much as you can, because remember the gel is still wet, so you will be able to move around it. Make sure the cuticle line look nice and neat. Make sure the edge looks good so it doesn't ruin our shape. Press it down on the top. Anywhere that you think might be missing something, just go back and add on the top. See if it catches on. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Just press it down. So this is more of a chunkier sugar coating that we selected. There is finer one as well. Okay. Just make sure you tap in all the edges so it doesn't get caught. That's the main thing when you do sugar coating, because this is your very last coat. There's nothing else going to go on it. If we've got to put tops on it, it will sort of tone down. Let's go inside here. It will tone down the what I was going to say is tone down the sparkle in the glitters. So you don't want to put any top over it at all, unless that is what you want to have a smoother surface. Even if you want to have a smoother surface, it's still better off to have a clear powder go over it first, and then you buff it smooth, and then you do your normal tip coat. I think I also have another set that I've done that. So with this tray, that's why we caught it. Hopefully it will go down. If not, I'll go down. Use fingers. Help it go down, so that you don't waste anything. The problem with all this thing is, it's alright when you first purchase it, but when it comes to repurchase it, it's harder, because you don't know what it was called, you don't know where you bought it from. So therefore, use it wisely, keep in mind. Try not to waste any if you can help it. Tap it down. So cuticle line. Okay, now we'll go inside. So that's it. All you have to do, brush all the powder off, and that's what sugar coating it. We have a little rough texture on the top. It feels like sugar. That's why it's called sugar coating. It's got a rough texture, but it gives the glitters a really good shine. Focus. There you go. Anyway, that's it. Clean up that set, bit of oil. I'll do a quick photo shot and you can be released. Thank you everybody for watching, if you are still watching. And hopefully we'll catch you next time.